What
Yeah.
about shows like Paw Patrol? What was it like working on that show? And a lot of those preschool shows have a sort of formulaic element to them. Was
Yeah.
there a formulaic element to that? I mean, it seems like there was just from watching, but
Yeah.
how did you interact with that? And what was it like writing for that show?
It was interesting because we had just had our kid. Max was about like 2 years old. The It was started in Toronto. The producer, one of the producers, the voice director, Chuck had worked with when he ran Detention Air.
Chuck being your husband.
Yeah, Charles Johnston, my husband, also a writer. He had a series for 4 seasons called Detention Air. And one of the people working on it then was working over at Spin Master. Like, we literally ran into her in the street. I think I was pushing the stroller, around the corner from home and saw, hey, how you doing? And she's asked, would we ever be available? Would we be interested? We started watching the show. It had just started airing. It wasn't a hit yet. We were watching it and thinking, what is this show? The dogs are driving and people are like cheering them on as they, what is happening? Like, how high were the creators of this show? But then we also could see Max just really into it right away, getting it, loving it. We're like, who is Ryder's dad? What the? How did he build all these devices? Who made the tower? Like all the logic questions that you would have as an adult. None of those matter when you're two. You don't know anything yet, right? So like it was a perfect show for that audience. And then we just had to figure out how to pitch ideas for it. And yeah, we both ended up working on it for a few years. And then I got to a point where I was like, I don't think I have any other ideas. Like there have been like 300 episodes at this point, and I think that's part of why it's like now they're flying. Now everyone's got a boat. All the over the years they're in space. Like what's left? Dinosaurs are coming, guys. Like that many shows. I mean, hat is off to the showrunners and the like making that thing and making it work, and because that is like talk about a grind, but very rewarding grind if you stick with it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it became such a huge hit.
Yeah.
So, and I wondered if, part of the reason why it might be a hit is this formula that's like, they do a song, there's going to be trouble. They do a catchphrase, they
Yeah.
make a plan, they do another song, they save the day. Like,
Yeah.
what's interesting to me is that, from what I understand, this idea of familiarity brings comfort to kids, and so you
Yeah.
can watch these shows and you kind of can anticipate what's going to happen, and that brings them comfort, and that's why these formulas exist. But what I found really interesting is that, even though that idea is like primarily surrounded around preschool shows, it also happens in like CSI and NCIS.
There's a formula, right? Like whether it's a 5 act drama or a 3 act sitcom or a reality show, there's a formula. There's a rhythm uh, to follow that is expected. And like, yeah, Law and Order has a rhythm, right? Like people fall. I don't know if people still watch it at 11 o'clock at night. I know that was like for a long time. It was like bedtime viewing is like murder. But yeah, the familiar, comforting formula is something we all kind of crave, I think.
Yeah, it's funny how that lasts. It's
Yeah,
like almost a genetic thing where it's like it's in
yeah,
you as a kid, and then even now you want to watch murdery formula. It's still
yeah.
a
And
thing.
it's like it's an hour, so I know around the 45-minute mark. Like you just start, there are times where like as a viewer, you like look at the clock. It's like, well, how much is this going to be a two-parter? You start to like those kind of questions because formula works. And I mean that's storytelling. Like before there was TV, there's an expectation when you tell a story. There's going to be a turn, there's going to be a twist, the payoff at the end, like telling a joke, the setup and the punchline. There's a formula, there's a rhythm to it, and sometimes you have an outlier who can tell a joke in a different way. Who can, but Stephen Wright was still doing setup punchline, right? Like it's still kind of essentially you follow the formula and then you vary it.